Okay, so looks like we're just waiting for the jail. So I'm going to take these files to Becky and take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
He's ready for it. Is there any well, that's where I am. I got a guy at MDLC I gotta do for but is there a lawyer, one of our lawyers? There's no one here. John. I think Carly. Carly? Let me go see if Carly can do it. All right. Sure. Oh, you're not ready. Just gotta do a order or not.
If I zoom in, I gotta wait.
No, don't worry about it.
Sure?
Yeah. They go good for stuff at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, why would they do that?
Nobody thinks and nobody here.
Yeah, I guess they'd do it.
Hey, Mr. Moody?
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Judge.
You sure?
We're
Okay.
good.
This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeffrey William Moody, file number 22-21055FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Moody and Amanda Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. Let me find Mr. Moody real quick. Somewhere. There he is. And Miss Underwood, how would you like to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Moody?
Your Honor, it looks like Mr. Murphy has Mr. Moody for a pretrial on January 10th on his new felonies. So I would suggest that this be adjourned until then.
All right. Any objection, Miss Wagner?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So Miss Underwood, you're prepared to step in order to adjourn?
Do we need a stip in order on a violation of probation, Your Honor?
No, Miss Adams will do that. Sorry about that. All right. All right. So Mr. Moody, we'll see you back on January 10th. Could you ask the jail to, let's see, who do we have? Who do we have? Could you ask the jail for an Angelica Contreras for me? All right, thank you, Mr. Moody. Ms. Hennigan is still on it.
Your Honor, Ms. Contreras was on the wrong floor, so I was not able to speak with her.
That's okay. No, it's much easier for people, I think, you know, because they don't have to find a ride, they don't have to find a babysitter. So I think Zoom's like much better for the people we serve.
Got the cram all one little room.
Yeah, but you know, or miss work. Some people just go in the bathroom at work or step outside. So
Phone or on the.
yeah, on their phone and yeah. So
Man, Jerry.
If I wasn't married, I'd be living with Bigfoot. Technology.
Yeah, it's crazy. I drive for Deal Key, picking up cars, bringing them, taking them, auction. We stopped at Briarwood and Saline. That parking lot is mostly electric car.
Jeez.
yeah, Briarwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to eliminate the gasoline.
I have a 67 Olds and I like to pull up to electric cars and kind of gun it a little bit so they get in, you know, kind of like fumigated with all the fumes. Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, yeah.
Go on longer trips with a gas car.
Yeah.
They got the stations all over now, so it's getting better.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
That, they're starting to put in plug-in stations.
Yeah, still, it takes an hour to charge.
yeah, yeah. A lot of hotels. Yeah, the hotels have charging stations now and
So, gas car. it
Did you
takes-
see that last night, that accidental shooting at Franklin Park?
I know. How's that, Frank?
Can't be accidental.
I don't know. I was there yesterday too.
What are you doing with them? I know, cause when I go down there, I try to go early in the morning. He's still sleeping.
Yeah.
I did that too. You know,
Scary, man. It's a 13-year-old gets a ricochet bullet.
really?
Yeah, there was two. I don't see how it could be an accidental shoot.
All right, Miss Contreras, good morning. So this, good morning. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Angelica Maria Contreras, file number 2022-21026FH. So Miss Contreras, we were here the other day. Well, we tried to be here for a violation of probation arraignment, but you wouldn't come to the Zoom room. So Ms. Contreras, we are here today on, there was a motion affidavit and bench warrant issued for you for violation of probation. We have a couple things. We issued a bench warrant because you failed to appear for a probation violation hearing on November 30th of 2023. So that could carry a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail for a contempt of court. Now, the violation of probation, let me get back there, is that, hold on. Find it. So let me see, November 30th. That bond. All right, you were supposed to be sentenced, it looks like, on November 30th of 23. Does that sound right, Rhonda?
I think so.
Miss Adams, do you have the probation violation report?
I will check.
Let's see. I have one dated November 9th, Your Honor, or
Yep.
October
Okay.
9th.
Okay, so Miss Contreras, hold on, we're gonna try to, all right. Thank you. Miss Underwood, I just sent you a chat. Would you like a breakout room with Miss Contreras?
Okay, yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, so Miss Contreras, I'm gonna pop you in a breakout room with Miss Underwood. So you go ahead and, she's gone. Okay, so I'm gonna call the jail. Miss Adams, were you able to verify whether or not I signed a new PPO on Haybecker?
Yes, you did.
Hi, this is Judge Ann Sloan again. I was wondering if I could get Mr. Haybecker.
Haybecker, got it.
Hi. Oh, hold on from
Judge,
the
hold on.
jail, sorry. Yes, Mr.
You
Mawad,
know-
I did sign a new PPO.
So Phoebe's gonna dismiss this hearing, not today. She just needs
Yeah,
to.
hold on one second, from the jail. So I don't need him today?
No, we can just give us 2-3 weeks. I just been talking to
Okay.
Phoebe through texting. It should be dismissed. She just wants to see and make sure that 1219.
Okay,
PPO
I got
was
the
on.
jail on the phone, Mr. Mawad, so I do not need Mr.
You do
Haybecker
not.
today?
You do not. You do not. You just
Okay,
need
so
another
I'm
date.
sorry, I misspoke. I don't need Mr. Haybecker. And I'm all set for right now until I get some different attorneys.
Okay, sounds good, Judge.
Sorry about that.
No,
Bye.
thank you.
Okay, so then, I'm sorry, Mr. Mawad, in the matter of, oh, yes.
I apologize. So are you releasing him on that bond then?
No. So Mr. Mawad, you know I still have a bond on him, right?
I just talked to Phoebe. Amanda, I think Phoebe what's off, but I'm just waiting for Phoebe to do a dismissal of that contempt charge in
Right.
exchange for the modification that you just entered. So once that is obviously entered, then the bond is gone off of it.
Okay, all right. All right, we will, do you want a date on this or no?
Yeah,
You've
why
talked-
don't you keep the foot to the fire, maybe the middle of Jan?
All right, so I will set it for like January 17th, but obviously if it gets dismissed, it'll go away.
Right.
All
All right.
right, so January 17th at 8:30. All right, Mr. Mawad, is that all you had with me today?
That is it. Do we need an order on this, Judge? For the
No, I
117?
do that because it's a PPO.
All right, appreciate it. Happy New Year. And Amanda.
Happy New Year. Thank you, Ms.
All right,
Mawad.
you
Feel
guys.
better.
Happy New Year.
Yep, thank you. Bye, Chris.
Thank you.
Let's see, we got Chris, Darren, and Dave. You guys all have Happy New Year's. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Well. Ms. Underwood, I'll bring Mr. Moody back.
It's Ms. Contreras, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. What did I, okay. All right, so we are back on the record with Ms. Contreras. So, Ms. Underwood, you received the probation violation report, is that correct?
I have one from 10/9, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Is that the
would
one
be-
we're referring to?
I think so. Yeah, she was supposed to be sentenced on 10/9. But I released her from the jail to take care of some personal issues of a medical nature, and she didn't come back. And then, yeah, so then we adjourned it to November 30th and she didn't appear for that. So it still is the 10-9 report.
Okay.
I
I
don't
believe,
know if it should be updated or,
well, here's the problem, Your Honor. Ms. Contreras is currently, as I understand it, has new felony charges in district court. She's also currently serving a 90-day jail sentence on her maxing out her district court probation. So I think it would behoove us to take a couple weeks and see where.
or do
Ms.
you just want to
Contreras-
sentence her to a sentence and revoke and terminate with a jail term?
We could do that too, Your Honor.
I mean, if she's got the new felonies, I mean, I can set it out another day, but
No, you may be exactly right.
all right,
I could be sentenced right now, Your Honor.
okay, do you understand I might sentence you differently than what's in the recommendation?
What's in the recommendation, Your Honor?
The
Ms. Underwood, I'm
recommendation-
gonna open up that breakout room.
Yep.
I'm thinking like, I don't know, 180 days should take care of everything, Ms. Underwood, but I'm gonna open that breakout room. Is Ms. Walsh there? Ms.
She's right here,
Walsh, why
Judge.
don't you, Ms. Walsh, why don't you, come over?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
I'll take that. I'll take it. Right now.
Just come in
Okay.
the courtroom.
okay.
You just come over here. That's it. There. There. No. She's back. Oh. They did that and then they brought her back. She's at the jail, so. Yeah, it'll happen, yeah. Mhm. She's at no charges. All right. Happy New Year. So it says a boy wounded himself and a girl in an accidental shooting. So a teenager had a gun there? Nice. Accident which a 15-year-old boy shot himself along with a 15-year-old girl when a gun discharge and a bullet ricocheted about 6 p.m. Well. Yeah, I go early. We were there like 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Everybody's in bed still. It's gonna
Yeah.
cause trouble.
yeah, I don't never go there.
No. All right, Miss Underwood, let me close that breakout room and I will bring her back and All right, Ms. Contreras, have you had an opportunity to read and review the probation violation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me turn my video on. Ms. Contreras, are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she's given you? All
Yes, Your Honor.
right, Ms. Underwood, is there any information you wish to explain or challenge in the report?
No, there is not, Your Honor.
All right, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Contreras?
Your Honor, I've spoken to Ms. Contreras. She's on her medication. She seems to be doing well. The last few months have been very harrowing for her. She's been in and out of the hospital, and I don't think things have been going well. But she seems to have stabilized. In looking at the recommendation and in understanding what the court is considering today, I would ask the court, if the court is considering 6 months in this matter and termination, Your Honor, I would ask the court to give Ms. Contreras credit for the 105 days that she has served on this matter, Your Honor, and then that will allow her to take care of her matters downstairs and start with a fresh slate and a fresh attitude and hopefully go up from there.
All right, Ms. Contreras, I don't know what your jail total is now. We'll verify that with the jail. Is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf, Ms. Contreras?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it is the sentence of the court that you'll be placed on probation, or I'm sorry, that your probation will be revoked and terminated. You will serve 180 days in Lenawee County Jail. We'll give you credit for all time served. I don't have an exact number on that because you've kind of been in and out. So I will get that. We'll get that from the jail today. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Contreras.
Good luck, Angelica.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Your
Hold
Honor.
on, Ms. Contreras. I'm not done yet. Ms. Contreras, now you do have the right to appeal this sentence, and we'll send over to you 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review. And if you wish to appeal the sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. What, Ms.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Underwood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ms. Adams, I'm just gonna dismiss the contempt.
Okay.
Your Honor, I think that's my docket with you.
All right, well, you can go down to the other end of the hall and then send somebody my way. It's a trade.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
3 days ago.
Hey, Judge,
Yes, sir.
118 on that last case.
Ms. Contreras?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give her credit for 118 days.
Yeah, that's from when she got arrested on this last time. We gave her the 9 days.
Thank you.
Yep.
Don? Yep.
Well, I'll be back when I get some attorneys.
Or not.
Sure it is.
Been a little bit, I'm going to do my best.
Your egg. Fish. Want to get more, but right now I'm kind of. Eventually we'll get to it.
Harold taking that. That's why where he was at, yeah. Or where he was, all right. Good luck. Sure.
You gotta sit in here when they all just get to take their little breaks.
No, Mr. Madison, no, I can read too, but I'm just working on my notes of the things we've heard so far, so. It's just
You've been
easier
here a long
to-
time too.
But yes,
Yeah.
you're right, I have, yeah, 44 years,
What?
yeah.
Oh, girl.
Yeah, I still enjoy it, so that's
As long as you're
important.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah,
And able to get up and come in.
that's right, that's a lot to be thankful for, you're right, every day, yep.
I can let her know.
If you could you have the judge let him know that I was here for his support, but
Absolutely,
I
Mr.
got to go.
Madison. I understand. I'll let the judge know. Bye-bye. Have a good
Thank
new
you.
year.
now you too.
Thank you, sir.
Be safe out there.
You too.
It's me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Evelyn. I have.
What's your name, ma'am?
Evelyn.
Evelyn
I have
Bell?
court- Yes.
Yes.
I have court this morning now. Do you know who my attorney is?
You know, let me look it up because I try to think, is it a probation case?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it must not be Miss Underwood though, because she thought she was done today. Let me just check to see who's been here
Because
before.
I need to kind of talk to the attorney. before the-
Sure, okay, let me just look.
Because this is my witness right here.
Okay.
She drove me
Uh-huh.
here. I just got approved, more information about the things I'm going through, why
Okay.
I haven't been, this lady
Sure.
literally.
Okay. Let me see, let me just look real quick for you.
Will you take this one here?
Miss Underwood, I thought was appointed, so let me go back and check, okay? Okay.
Yes, I'm tired, you know,
Yep,
I'm sick and tired of drugs and
yep, well, that's good, making some changes, that's good.
yes, I am.
Okay.
That's-
Doing awesome. That's great, that's always encouraging.
Serious, I'm nailing it. I can't do it. I can't, that's not me. Thank you. Hey. I want to stop. My witness. Yeah. He helped me remind me of all that for that one place about the it's hardship loan. Which I got 15,000, so I pay everything, I'll pay this off, or upstairs and downstairs. And chip on the rent, and the days they live actually. So I'm gonna do that, so she has nothing to say. So I got her good.
Let him say, right there, they can do that, they can let the co do whatever he wants. When you stand there and say that you want this conflict stuff taken care of, to go.
Yeah.
And. Gee, they- Dang.
No. You should feel a bit irritated. He's there. So I so that is I was just saying that last night. So I actually no reason. So seriously, I don't even have money. He's not a lot for me. I just told him this. I'm serious, man. He says, you bought these cigarettes. He says, but yeah, our roads. And this one right here for the black. Now, especially now, I have. Thank you. I'm gonna have you want to do this. Because I got to back. It's the last one. I turn. We'll sit with this. Turn. This hard turn. Grab my knob. Sorry, Is it destroyed? But it destroyed. I'm taking the medicine.
I did that in.
So I'm taking the medicine every day. To reduce virus. To two depression pills. Food stabilizer. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So so I have to figure it out. She,
Yeah, I heard.
she's. Yeah, all the ducks are. Just started. She's just trying to show the life. I can't.
That's what you got. There's
Every time we try to. Just for me. Every time I try to work something, it must be where I keep it. Every time. So it's the signs. Just stuff. It's not. He doesn't lose. So. I just. So much. I had just. I just. So. You know, that also care of application. So although that you know, basically right, I have an in same yes, like testing cases. What is that to what I sent you? I just sent it. It's okay. I made a bother, I texted him so. I think it was like 20 minutes after we messaged me. Yesterday, we had it all. Yeah, outreach. It worked. Straight to work. House, KFC. No, the KFC, the accident. Push the button. Well, you know. So we went away from that there, he says, yeah. It's was maybe a half hour of that. It's not. I said, she pulled in once I was taking her across there, it's here, but, she got, she. I think it's really not. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Is your schedule at 10 o'clock? Oh, sorry, Judge. So they'll be on.
Okay,
Oh.
that's why I would be able to talk to the attorney, right?
Probably, yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just got told more.
No, you're fine. All right, let's see, I got Matt Murphy. I got John Glazier. Let's get, John Madison from the jail. All right, Mr. Glazier. Hi, this is Judge Anzalone. I was wondering if I could get John Madison.
John Madison, anybody else after that?
Right now, no, because I just have, I don't have the attorneys for the other ones.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Bye. All right, Mr. Glazier, Mr. Murphy, I have Mr. Vickery. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David Lee Vickery, file number 23-21617FH, and Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Vickery. And I have Amanda Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for pretrial. Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed with Mr. Vickery?
Your Honor, at this time, we would like to set a jury trial on the matter, Mr. Vickery. I think it would probably take 1 day based upon the preliminary examination and my understanding of the witnesses. But obviously, I'm not sure if it would spill into another day. But I think 1 day will probably be sufficient.
All right,
I
Miss
agree, Your Honor.
Adams. Okay, Miss Adams, can you put on our list? I need some criminals pretrial scheduling orders when we get a chance.
Okay.
I'm running low. Okay. All right, so Mr. Vickery. All right, Mr. Vickery is charged with felonious assault and felony firearm. And it's only one pound, it's at 23. And Miss Adams, do you want to bring me the book and let me look up trial dates or?
I can bring you the book, Judge.
Right. Is Mr. Madden, is his dad still out in the hallway?
He said we should please.
Huh?
He asked if you'd let him know that he was here and he had to go.
Okay, all right. So you said 2 days, Mr. Murphy?
I think 1 day would be sufficient, Your Honor.
Okay. 2, 6, 7. And Mr. Vickery is not in jail, so. I am looking at. I'm looking at Thursday, April 4 at 9 a.m. Are you available that day, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss
That works for
Wagner?
me. Yes, that works, Judge.
All right, that'll be at 9 a.m. And then I'm going to set a final pretrial for March 20. At 8:30 in the morning. Going to require that jury instructions and voir dire questions be provided to the court by March 13. And I'll make motion deadline March 20 as well. I don't have plea agreement deadlines. And what is the plea offer been on this file?
Your Honor, it was a attempted felonious assault before we had the exam, and then that offer was revoked. So it would be as charged with no subs at this point.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Murphy, I filled out a scheduling order. We will get a copy out to both of you, and Mr. Vickery, make sure you stay in contact with your attorney and prepare for trial, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your
All
Honor,
right, very good.
the transcript from the preliminary examination, is that automatically ordered by the court when a trial is set?
No,
or
it
does-
is not. You have to request that. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So just submit a request, and that's 90 days, so we got time on that. All right, thank you. You're all set, Mr. Vickery.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Madison, I'll take your case next. Your dad was here. He had to leave, but he just wanted you to know he was here. And Mr. Murphy, you represent Mr. Madison?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus John Madison, and we have multiple files. We have file number 23-21479 FH, 23-21575 FH, and 23-21625 FH. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Madison, and I have Amanda Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Murphy, how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, this was adjourned from, was it last week or the week before? For Mr. Madison, I believe that Your Honor and drug court was going to discuss whether or not he's accepted into the drug court. I thought I heard after that he was, but I'm not 100% sure, because the plea agreement in this case that Mr. Madison wanted to plead to would have involved a plea to the possession charge and R&Os with entrance in the drug court. And we
So
adjourned
he
to
was not accepted into drug court, Mr. Murphy.
Could I speak in a breakout with Mr. Madison then, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and join that breakout room. Anybody here a defendant? Have a case today? Okay, what's your name? Say it again. Okay. Let me find Mr. Glazier. We're here on Benjamin Likens. Is Benjamin Likens in the waiting room or in the courtroom? No. So Mr. Glazier, you have Mr. Likens. Let me call the file. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Benjamin Likens. File number 23-21610 FH and 23-21611 FH. Mr. Glazier, I have a letter from Darren Coast. A bench warrant was issued for Mr. Likens' arrest as he shut off his GPS, or it was shut off on November 8th of 23 for non-payment. He has refused to comply with drug testing. I told him on November 22nd of 23 that he had to activate his GPS and see you for a drug test that day. Mr. Likens did not appear, and we issued a bench warrant. Mr. Likens is not present here today as well, and I already have a warrant on him. So, Mr. Glazier,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you know where Mr. Likens is maybe, or no?
No, I don't, Your Honor. We had a pre-trial by Zoom back on November 29th, and he didn't show, and rather than issue bench warrant, you adjourned it to this date. But I still have no idea where he's at.
Okay, so we did issue that bench warrant, and I do not show you had anything else with me, Mr. Glazier, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Right, I will continue that bench warrant. All right, Mr. Coast, any updates?
Judge, none. I have not heard from him.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Great, I'm gonna close the breakout room and bring Mr. Madison back. All right, Mr. Murphy, we're back with Mr. Madison. How would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, again, with Mr. Madison not being accepted in drug court, that causes some issues because I thought he previously was. I was wondering if we could possibly do a Cobb's conference right now briefly to see what Your Honor would be considering with a sentence, if he was to plead. Or if Your Honor would, we could adjourn, I guess.
So
for a
what
couple
I would
weeks.
say, Mr. Murphy, is none of these offenses would carry, let's see, that's less than 20. Let me see something. He's got some RNOs, those don't carry prison. He's got less than 25 grams on a delivery, that doesn't carry prison usually, and the possession of contraband, none of these really would guideline for a prison term. I wouldn't stack any of them for sure. Do the people have any position, Ms. Wagner?
Your Honor, only that I see that Mr. Madison is a fourth offense habitual offender. Also, I am standing in for the prosecutor of record, Mr. Sneed. So I would prefer, and I would request that if a Cobb's conference is necessary, that Mr. Sneed be in on that and that we schedule that for another time.
So Mr. Murphy, I can set up a Cobb's conference on a different day with
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor, could we
Sneed.
please do that. I'll try to reach Mr. Sneed in the interim.
Miss Adams, could I get a date for a Cobb's conference from Mr. Madison?
You've got the 2024 book if you want it after tomorrow.
Yeah, I can do that. I do have tomorrow at 11, Mr. Murphy, but I don't know if Mr. Sneed's available or in this week.
No, Your Honor. I mean, I'm zooming right now from my father's house in Wisconsin, and it's already a problem with trying to work and be on vacation.
Yeah, Mr. Sneed is not available either.
All right, so what about 11:30, motion to suppress. Matt, you are here next Tuesday at 11:30 on a motion to suppress. What if I set this over for that as well?
That would work for myself, Your Honor. Again, I'm not sure about Mr. Sneed. So I don't know his availability, but
Can I have that date one more time?
January 2nd at 1:30, or I'm sorry, January 2nd at 11:15.
January 2nd. Yes, that'll work for Mr. Sneed.
All right, so we'll set this for a Cobb's conference and a pretrial on January 2nd at 11:15. And Mr. Murphy, can you do the stip in order to adjourn?
yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Wagner, can you sign your name with permission?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Madison will be back next week to talk about your case, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Madison, could you let the jail know? No, never mind. You don't have to let them know anything. Thank you, Mr. Madison. All right, Mr. Murphy, maybe you have some people here in the courtroom, so let's see. No. No, get rid of this. Nicholas Schmidt,
Is he in the courtroom, Your Honor, or is he zooming in?
is neither. So
Okay.
this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Nicholas Thomas Schmidt, file number 23-21502FH. Let me check, make sure I have a notice of hearing. This is the date and time set for a pretrial. I do show that on September 6th, my staff prepared a notice of hearing and mailed it to his address of record. So if Mr. Schmidt has failed to appear, Mr. Murphy?
Your Honor, I'm very confused by this. This is the final pretrial, I believe, before his trial.
Yep, we're set for trial January 9th at 9 a.m.
I had spoken to Mr. Schmidt a couple of weeks ago in my office. I believe it's the first time he's failed to appear either in district court or in front of Your Honor. So I was wondering if we could just maybe set this for next week or do I'm hoping not a bench warrant to be issued. I was in regards to his trial, I realized I I guess you could
Mr.
say.
Murphy, I'm fine setting it over to January 3rd. He's always appeared. So
Well, I
I'll
was
set
gonna-
another pre-trial for January 3rd and you can just make sure he's here.
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I was gonna have to ask because I didn't put in a request for the transcript from the exam, which is gonna be required at the trial. So I'm gonna have to address that on the 3rd, I guess, and talk to Mr. Schmidt about that situation.
Have you requested it?
I hadn't, Your Honor, because for some reason I thought that when a trial was scheduled, it was automatically ordered. So I got to talk to Mr. Schmidt and then talk to the prosecutor on the matter.
Okay, so we've never automatically ordered them, so.
Yeah, I don't
Alright,
know why I
so-
thought that.
Okay, we'll see you back on January 3rd at 8:30 then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and you'll do the stip in order to adjourn the pre-trial on that?
I will, Your Honor.
Okay, so then I have Caitlin Whiteman.
Yes,
Anybody?
Your Honor. I assume she's not.
Hold
Zooming.
on, let me call the case before we start talking. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caitlin Elizabeth Whiteman, file number 21-20579FH. They're not here. I do show that I have a stip in order to adjourn in the file. Miss Whiteman has neither zoomed in nor appeared in person.
Your Honor, I haven't spoken with Miss Whiteman, because this case, we had worked out a no contest plea to count 2. Yet I had Mr. Malaro cover the previous 2 times, and for some reason it kept getting adjourned. The last date, I wasn't in the court or in the Zoom when it was adjourned. Obviously, we did a stip in order, but I'm not sure why it was adjourned or what the reasoning was for it. I don't believe that we've had a plea worked out of a no contest plea, so I don't believe she's intending to avoid the case. If we could set it.
So she does have prior failure to appears and bench warrant, and I do show at that time she was homeless.
That was from quite a while ago, wasn't it, though, Your Honor? Because I believe for the least past 6 months.
Well, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
Over a year ago, February of 22. So a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more.
She was in
Your-
custody in a different state at that time, I believe. And then when she was released, she then returned.
So what do you want me to do today? You want me to issue, I'm Miss Wagner, what would you like to add?
Your Honor, I think that she just failed to appear on November 1st of this year as well. Is that right?
If she did, I know she appeared shortly after via Zoom. I don't think she's been in person,
There was a
but-
final pre-trial, November 1, and a trial date of November 21. She failed to appear for the pre-trial, so we took the trial off, I think. Is that right?
Yes, John, that's why.
So
Again,
when's the last time you spoke with her, Mr. Murphy?
I spoke with her on that because on the date of the trial, I thought I spoke with her shortly after that, confirming that she wanted to do a no
Alright.
contest plea.
So I'm gonna put this over to next Wednesday on January 3rd at 8:30 in the morning, and if she doesn't appear, I'll issue a bench warrant at that time. That'll give you a week to get a hold of her, all right, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor, understood. Thank you.
All right, and you can do the stip in order to adjourn. Okay, so then I got Miss Bell. Okay, so I think you're
That's all
done,
that I
Mr.
had
Murphy.
down on my schedule, but my schedule might be incorrect, so I don't know if there's anyone
No,
else.
you're all set, Mr. Murphy.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
All right, thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, well. Now I just need Rhonda Underwood and Sam Malaro, so. Step off the bench.
Yes. Oh, that's true.
All right, start course now session.
Thanks.
Maybe seated.
All right, good morning, Mr. Malaro.
Morning, Judge.
Okay, so I got Mr. Stevens, I believe, coming from the jail. And did you receive the amended information and plea agreement form?
I did.
All right, Ms. Wagner, that was Mr. McCready.
Yes, Judge, and he had to sign off, but I will stand in for him.
Not a problem. Okay, so.
So Judge, if I may. I spoke to Mr. Stevens about this yesterday, but if you could give us a breakout and I can put the plea agreement on the share screen with him, just so he knows.
Okay, all right,
He's not
do
a
you
high-functioning
have,
individual.
let's see, we have. Mr. Malaro, I don't know if you have the ability to text Mr. Murphy, but Mr. Schmidt has appeared.
Okay, I do, but he's over in Judge Olsaber's court, but I'll tell him you want to
Okay.
back under threat of contempt.
Sure. All right, Mr. Stevens, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so I am going to call the case. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Mark Allen Stevens Jr., file number 23-21605 FC. I have, Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Stevens, and I have Amanda Wagner standing in for Mr. McCready from the prosecutor's office. All right, so I'm going to open a breakout room and put you both in there so that you have an opportunity to chat. Mr. Malaro, go ahead and join that breakout room. Mr. Stevens, use the mouse and click on join. Is Nicole Spencer here? So I have someone on a Samsung device. Could I have your name, please?
Caitlin Whitcomb, WHITCOMB.
Okay, so hold on one second. Right, you changed your married name to, your married name is Whitcomb, but your file name is Whiteman, right?
Whiteman is my married name and Whitcomb is my maiden.
Okay, so you are Whiteman on this file. And
Yep.
Mr. Murphy is your attorney. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him back. He was here earlier and we set it over to January 3rd at 8:30. He's out of state right now. And he did express he was having some connection issues. So, Ms. Whiteman, you have two options. You can just come back next week at 8:30.
Okay.
Or you can wait and see if I can get him back.
Yeah. How long do you think it'll be? Because I've actually been on here for like the whole since 8:30 this morning.
You weren't in my waiting room, so I don't know.
That's crazy.
You didn't show in my waiting room, so I didn't have you since 8:30. So you can wait if you want, or come back next Wednesday at 8:30. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in the waiting room and we will get Mr. Murphy back. Adams, could I get that file back? And do you have Wallace Spencer back there?
I will check.
She's getting back to herself. So, Mr. Wallace, why don't you come sit here? Miss Spencer, why don't you go sit there? Give me a minute, I go to jail now, so. So, this is in the matter of Benjamin Wallace versus Nicole Spencer, file number 23-51238 PP. Both parties are present in person in the courtroom. And I believe, so the last time we were here on December 12th, I issued an order stating that the parties will meet on Friday, December 15th at 10 a.m. to allow Ms. Spencer to get her personal property. We did at the time of the hearing go through the judgment of divorce to see what I could and could not grant. Mr. Wallace also conceded other items that she could take. And I admonished everybody to behave appropriately. Ms. Spencer's items were to be placed in the shed. She was not to enter the home, civil standby, and then the motion to terminate the PPO was adjourned to today. So, Ms. Spencer, were you able to go get your stuff?
I was able to get a few of my things. There were things missing from the list, but I am filing in circuit court.
So what I listed, were you able to get?
Some of them, not, there are items on the list that are missing.
Like what items?
The pots and pans were missing. There were 4 pans that he gave me. That was it. He did not give me the pots and pans though. The baking items were missing. The red and black dishes were missing. The rest of the china set was missing. Some of my clothing was missing. The guitar was missing. My mattress for my bed was missing. And there was a few furniture items missing.
Okay.
He did call my dad, my stepfather apparently, and told my stepfather that he was keeping my items because of damages done in the house. Because my stepfather called me and told me that he called my father and told my father that.
Mr. Wallace, so these items I ordered to be given to her.
Yes, and I did give them to her. I have witnesses in the back.
You gave her the black and red dishes?
Black and white dishes. I gave her everything on your order that you put on there.
Okay, did you videotape what she received?
I have everything on videotape with the outside camera, her packing everything up.
Okay.
Or loading everything up.
Okay.
And about an hour, almost an hour and a half long video.
Okay. And do you have documentation of what you put out there?
All I have is my witnesses. We didn't document everything. We were trying to hurry up and get it outside. And get
when you say hour and a half video, was it her taking the items out, looking at
her taking loading the items up out of everything. The standby officer he looked over your document. He sat there and checked everything out, and he said everything checks out to be here. We had it lined up on the porch and in the shed because we overfilled the shed in part of the driveway, so we lined it up on the front porch, the rest of the items. Like I said, I have 2 witnesses in the back that can corroborate with me.
Who is the officer?
It was a standby officer that I had to pay for.
Sheriff Hudson.
He was a deputized sheriff through the Lenawee County Sheriff's Department routed me over to his number. If I look back in my emails, I could get his name for you. He sent me a receipt.
All right, you guys just hang out for a minute. All right, Mr. Malaro, we are back on the record with Mr. Stevens. All right, Mr. Malaro, have you had enough time to talk to Mr. Stevens?
I have, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Murphy, I do have Miss Whiteman and Nicholas Schmidt. Do you need a breakout room with Miss Whiteman?
Yeah, could I speak to Miss Whiteman, please, Your Honor?
All right, so Miss Whiteman, I am going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Murphy. Okay, go ahead and join that breakout room. All right, so Mr. Malaro, you received the amended information as well as the plea agreement form?
Judge, I have, however, in ongoing efforts to refine that plea agreement in my messaging back and forth with Mr. McCready, we're going to ask for a short adjournment for maybe a week or two to see if we can't solidify an issue regarding SORA.
Okay, January 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
I think that would be perfect, Judge.
All right, so we'll set this over for pretrial, January 17 at 8:30 in the morning, and you'll do the stip in order to adjourn?
Yes.
All right,
And-
Mr. Stevens?
But I didn't tell Mr. Stevens this, Your Honor. It happened after we came back into your room. Could I do a quick breakout with him?
Sure. Do we need to go back on the record with him?
No, we would not.
Okay. All right, Mr. Stevens, you get a request to join a breakout room. Go ahead and join that. And we'll see you back on January 17th at 8:30. Okay, so, all right, so I'm assuming, Ms. Spencer, then you have witnesses that are here to say you did not get those things.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so that didn't go as planned. Who, you're able to obtain the name of the
I was
sheriff?
actually looking for it right now. Your Honor. Sorry, I'm terrible about erasing messages.
It's okay. It's okay, take your time. All right, Mr. Murphy, let's see if I can get her back. There she is. All right, so we are back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caitlin Elizabeth Whiteman, file number 21-20579FH, and Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Ms. Whiteman, and I have Amanda Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. So, Mr. Murphy, you had briefly mentioned some type of agreement the last time we were here. Have you had an opportunity to speak with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, my understanding and Miss Whiteman's understanding is that there's an offer for her to plead no contest to possession of the taser, which I believe is count 2, with agreement for no upfront jail. She does wish to do that today, if that's correct on that offer.
It is.
Okay.
And the no contest plea is based upon lack of memory of the event and also concern of civil liability, both of them.
Okay, and okay. All right. So, Miss Whiteman, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, so Ms. Whitman, you have heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead no contest to count 2, possession of a taser, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 4 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed a possible sentence with the court other than there would be no upfront jail. Is that correct, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Wagner?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How old are you, Ms. Whitman?
32.
Okay. Now, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses for your trial to appear at the trial. You have the right to question those witnesses at trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that, Ms. Whitman?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right?
Yes.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, ma'am.
Now, your attorney says you will be pleading no contest, so your response to the next question would either be not guilty or no contest. How do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about September 20th of 2021 in Franklin Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of weapons, taser, possession, or sale of? No contest or not guilty?
No contest.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead no contest to this charge?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during the hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the prosecutor or the defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea agreement to induce the defendant to plead no contest? Mr. Murphy?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wagner?
No, Your Honor.
So Ms. Whitman, other than no upfront jail, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be?
No, ma'am, just there's a possibility of probation, but we would be arguing for fines and costs.
Okay, is it your own choice to plead guilty or no contest, I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so, are you still married to Mr. Whitman?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you and Mr. Whitman intend to stay together?
We are for the benefit of the children.
So you're still a couple?
We are separated, but we maintain a small contact when I see my kids on the weekends, kind of thing. But we don't contact because we actually have that PPO in order right now, so we have to go through a third party.
All right. So Ms. Wagner, were you going to place factual basis on the record?
Your Honor, I can, and Ms. Wagner doesn't want to.
If you can do that, Mr. Murphy, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, the defense will stipulate to the following facts that on September 20th of 2021, Ms. Whiteman was in Franklin Township, County of Lenawee, State of Michigan. That at that date and time, she did have in her possession a device, which I think is commercially referred to as a taser, but it's a device that, you know, is designed and created and does produce electrical current that is designed to temporarily incapacitate a person. That she did possess that item, and she did not have at the time a CPL or any type of license that would allow her to possess that, because I believe under the statute that in order to possess a taser, you must have a valid CPL. So again, we would stipulate to those facts, and I believe that would satisfy the factual basis.
Ms. Wagner, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so based on facts placed on the record and from the information contained in the police report, the court does find beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about September 20th of 2021 in Franklin Township in the County of Lenawee, that the defendant did commit the offense of weapons, taser, possession, or sale of, by having in her possession a portable device with an electric current designed to temporarily incapacitate, injure, or kill a person, and that she did not have a concealed pistol or license to have a concealed weapon. And therefore, I do accept the plea, and I will, okay, I accept the no contest plea. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Murphy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Wagner.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I accept the plea, and the defendant has given the plea understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. She has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. I'm going to schedule this matter for sentencing on February 9th at 8:15 in the morning. Ms. Whiteman, because you're not potentially looking at jail, you can appear via Zoom. Do you wish to appear in person or via Zoom?
Zoom would be fine.
All right, so Ms. Whiteman, I will set that as a Zoom sentencing on February 9th at 8:15 in the morning. In a second, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is going to give you some instructions. One, he's going to advise you that you need to report to them, pick up a packet, fill that packet out and return it to them. And secondly, that you will have to meet with them in person. So you will be required to come to the probation department and meet with them. Because you pled no contest, you do not have to make a statement about the events that occurred, but be honest with them about your background, and they will prepare a report. We'll share that report with your attorney as well as with the prosecutor's office. And we will see you back here on February 9th at 8:15 in the morning. So Ms. Whiteman, I'm opening up a breakout room. And Mr. Jones and Mr. Murphy, you want to go too?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and join that breakout room, and I'm going to step off the bench for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I'm waiting for my turn.
Who's your turn? Okay.
Who is it?
Bell.
No,
10 o'clock.
I think it's Ron.
All rise, please.
All right, so Mr. Murphy, I have Nicholas Schmidt, and that's yours, right, Mr. Murphy? No. Yeah, yeah, thank you. No, hold on. All right, did you, Mr. Wallace, did you
Yes,
find the name?
I did find the receipt. His name is Jeremy. He's from court, he's a court officer of a hang on here, JSG, Judicial Services Group out of Jackson, Michigan.
What's his name?
Jeremy.
No last name?
No, I didn't see his last name.
Okay, so obviously, we're gonna have to set this for a hearing and get Jeremy here. So you'll have to contact them, probably subpoena him to be here. So, but the pots and pans, I can only enforce what's in the judgment and the agreement.
I'm gonna file a civil lawsuit.
Okay, and that'd probably be district court. So what do you want me to do today?
I'm just trying to get the PPO order lifted, honestly, because I would like to go back to work with the fire station. I've talked to my fire chief. I'm not honestly concerned about them. I have my own life. I have a fiance. I could care less about them, honestly. I just want to get the PPO lifted so I can go back to the fire station and finish doing what I'm doing and go back to school and continue on with my life. Because this is ridiculous, honestly. If Mr. Wallace was that brave of me, he would have done this over a year ago. He stalks me wherever I go. I just want it lifted, honestly.
Mr. Wallace, what is your position on the PPO?
My position on the PPO, I've been threatened by her several times. I have video pictures for pulling in Dollar General, violating the current PPO order that you haven't listed right now. I have video pictures of me and my daughter sitting in the parking lot, her purposely driving into the parking lot. She constantly drives by my friend's house in the background looking for my pickup truck. I have
Okay, so we don't have an agreement, so I'm gonna have to set this for hearing. I set this kind of for review this morning, just to check in that she got her stuff. But it is my criminal docket, so I don't have time to do much more of a hearing, so. Mr. Murphy, do you know if Barton's still going to trial on Thursday next week?
As it is right now, I anticipate so. We have the motion hearing on the 2nd, so that could be determinative, I think.
Okay. What about, so. So I do have 2 hours. I do have. I could probably set this for 3 o'clock on January 4th. Are you both available?
Your Honor, can I say something real quick?
No, I just need to know if you're available, because I can't continue this hearing today because I don't have time to call witnesses and I don't have.
Well, I live right down, my new home is right down where he's talking about, so.
Okay, so are you available January 4th at 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Adams, could I get a notice for January 4 at 3 o'clock for both of those? And we will set that for an hour evidentiary hearing. You're gonna need to get that gentleman available here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Drive around the block, drive the other way, something until we get back here, okay?
Well, we live in the same town, there's one road to where we.
Okay, I meant the street you live on.
There's one way to that, our road, we have one road that
Okay,
goes that way.
then, all right, so we'll see you back January 4th at 3 o'clock. Stay here, we'll get you a notice of hearing, and, all right. Mr. Murphy, I have Nicholas Schmidt, and they just won't connect to audio. Is that
Your
yours?
Honor,
Or is that
I'm sorry, after we had called, I hadn't realized Mr. Schmidt was actually at the public defender's office trying to zoom in from there. I hadn't realized that. That's probably, and after we called the case, I messaged my assistant, because he had messaged me, letting me know that Mr. Schmidt was there.
So could you, maybe Mr. Schmidt is still at your office trying to zoom in? Can you
No, I
message
told
Leo?
him to let him know to go, that I'll call him because we adjourned it. So it's probably not him. He's probably not there. It's just the computer still trying to connect.
Okay, okay, I'll let him go then. All right, did you have anything else, Mr. Murphy?
I believe that was all, Your Honor.
All right,
But
thank
obviously
you.
I'll come back if I'm mistaken. So thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Mr. Malaro, I have Evelyn Bell.
Okay,
You want to come up to the podium, Evelyn Bell?
is that mine?
No, it's Brenda Underwood. Never mind, Evelyn Bell, you can have a seat. I thought it was you. Mr. Malaro, what are you, let me see.
You know, I like to
It's
stay to
Brenda.
the end, Judge. I like to stay to the end.
All right, no, I need Rhonda Underwood for Evelyn Bell, so I don't know Rhonda.
Rhonda,
Mr.
Judge, wants you. Oh, sorry.
All right, so as I look through the docket, I think we've done everybody but Evelyn Bell. And we just need Rhonda Underwood, so Rhonda's down there, so. All right,
Is there a way that I'm able to talk to her?
yep, there's a Zoom in the court hallway, but let's see where Rhonda is. Rhonda might be. There's a Zoom unit in the hallway, so hold on. Hold on. Rhonda Underwood, I have Miss Bell here in person.
Okay.
Okay, and she wants to talk to you, so, do you know how to connect to that device? All right, Miss Adams, do you think you could connect the hallway unit?
Okay.
All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Evelyn Marie Bell, file number 22-211.
Ms. Bell.
No, she's fine.
Okay.
You just go stand next to that little machine in the hallway. 22-21148FH. I'm Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Ms. Bell and Ms. Wagner appearing on behalf of the people. So Ms. Adams is going to go connect her. And when Ms. Adams does that, we should be all set. And there it is. All right, Mr. Nagapel, Ms. Weddle, why don't you go have a seat over here? All right, so you're good. All right, so ma'am, I am going to open up a breakout room and you're gonna
Okay.
see on your screen an invitation to join that breakout room. So
Okay.
click on join just click on join, and then when you're done, just come back in the courtroom and I'll shut the system down remotely, all right?
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to connect you and Miss Underwood and go ahead and join that breakout room. All right, Mr. Lewis, you want to come have a seat over here? Okay, so this is in the matter of James Nagypel versus Kenneth Robert Lewis, file number 23-51218PH, and Lisa Weddle versus Kenneth Robert Lewis, file number 23-51219PH. So okay, so we're here on each of these files. So, well, this is in front of the court objection. I know we're not here on that. So I received on, it's like, this was filed when? On November 29th of 23 or around there. An objection or motion to modify, extend, or terminate the PPO order on James Nagypel versus Kenneth Lewis. And there were extensive attachments provided. And then I also received on file number 23-51219PH, the same respondent's motion to terminate the PPO with all the attachments. So can everybody raise their right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Lisa Weddle?
Yes.
And James Nagypel? And Kenneth Lewis?
Yes.
All right, everybody put your hands down. All right, so we're gonna start with Miss Weddle. So Miss Weddle, you filed, let me find it here. Let me get back here. So a personal protection petition was filed with this court on November 17th of 2023. And at that time, you had requested a personal protection order against Mr. Lewis. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so based on the information that was filed with your petition, you stated that on November 5th of 2023, your husband was blowing leaves in your yard and that Mr. Lewis appeared out of nowhere and was recording him.
Yes.
Okay. And you said on November 4th of 2023, your husband was blowing leaves at the back of our property and he came out on his deck, Mr. Lewis did, and recorded your husband.
Correct.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna pause again. So I'm gonna bring the jail back. Or I mean, bring, all right, you wanna come up and stand at the podium right in the middle? All right, so Miss Underwood, have you had a chance to speak with Miss Bell?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms.
Okay.
Bell has some concerns that she wants to address. So I'm going to ask that this matter be adjourned for a week.
So Miss Underwood, I do have a recommendation from district court, and I will just for the record let you know that because it's a misdemeanor, district court provides the recommendation at the time of the violation. You understand that?
Yes, I understand that.
So they do that just like district court. And I will let you know that the recommendation on this was that Ms. Bell was ordered to start drug testing via colors on May 3rd of 23. She's missed almost all of them since she was sentenced. She's also just released from jail on December 19th. Got out just in time for Christmas.
Yes.
Because she served 5 days on a district court BOP. And they stated that they've been extremely patient and forgiving with her because She suffered with housing issues and some health issues. They are asking that there not be any jail term at this time, but that probation be extended to give her more opportunities.
Ms. Bell,
Yes.
hearing that recommendation, do you wish to plead guilty today?
Yes, that's what it is, because I honestly, ma'am, I'm.
Okay, it's okay. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so ma'am, you understand you would ask for court-appointed counsel, and I did appoint counsel to represent you. Are you satisfied with her as your attorney and the advice that she's given you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you understand the allegations against you are that you failed to submit to drug testing at Lenawee Drug and Alcohol Monitoring, and you failed to report to probation in November and December, and you failed to pay fines and costs totaling $1,985?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm less concerned about you paying fines and costs and more concerned about what's going on when you miss drug testing. Do you understand that? Okay, now, do you understand you have a right to contest this violation of probation charge and to have a hearing on it?
Yes, that's.
I mean, you could have a trial on this if you wanted, right? You could plead not guilty and have a trial.
And I don't know if I should do it that way, because the only reason why I haven't been able to do my drug testing or anything is.
Hold on,
Okay.
you're all over the place.
I'm sorry.
So if you want to plead guilty and be sentenced today, I can do that.
Okay, I just don't want to serve no judge because
I'm not gonna send you to jail today. Listen,
guilty.
focus on me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The recommendation is probation to be extended
Okay,
and no jail time.
all right, I'll just do that. And
But I'm going through your advice of rights, so you have to listen to my question and answer my questions. So do you understand if you chose to plead not guilty, we could set it for a hearing? Do you understand that?
I understand that,
So you
yes.
could contest the violation of probation.
Okay,
Okay. Do you understand that throughout that hearing, if we had it, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand you would have a right to have all the witnesses appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions or ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you would like to appear? Do you understand all of that? Okay. You would not have to testify, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand that? On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
I understand.
Okay. Now, even though the maximum penalty for the offense you pled to could be a jail term, there's no recommendation, and I'm not going to give you a jail term on this. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So how do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by failing to report in November, December, failing to pay your fines and costs, and failing to drug test? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. All right. And did I swear in, Joan?
You did not. Yes,
All right.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Okay. Now, so do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to a hearing? Okay. Has anything been promised you to get you to plead guilty? Anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty? Okay. If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
All right. So, ma'am, you were placed on probation down in district court. Is that correct?
Yes.
And one of the terms of your probation is that you were ordered to drug test at the Lenawee Alcohol and Drug Testing Facility,
I
right?
have to drug test once a week, yes.
Yep. And were you doing that?
Not the reason why I wasn't doing it is because.
Doesn't matter the reason, but you weren't.
I have my money, so no.
Yep. And did you go to Mr. McCarron and say, I can't afford it?
I have emailed him, yes, I have.
Okay. And then you failed to report November and December, is that correct?
Yes.
Have you paid anything on your fines and costs?
No, but I'm doing that today.
Okay. How much are you paying today?
I got a minimum of $20 right now.
Okay. $20 a week works. Okay, all right, I accept the plea. It has been given, understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has come to counsel, and she does have full knowledge of her rights. So, Ms. Underwood, anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Bell before the court passes sentence?
Just that I know Ms. Bell is very concerned about this issue, Your Honor. And I think once her housing issues are worked out and she's now on colors, as I understand it, just waiting for her color to be called. I think she will really make a good attempt to complete probation. Thank you.
Okay, anything you want to say, Ms. Bell?
Yeah, thank you for being patient. I'm sorry, but like the housing part, I've been having a hard time. I slipped and fell at work, so I haven't been able to work, and that right there puts me under depression. And I would have missed my drug screens if the manager where I live at wouldn't have sent all my mail back to workman's comp, and she actually sent mail back here to the courthouse. So I gotta find an attorney so I can get this done, because I got documentation, which I showed you last week. I gave you all that, so I'm depressed, but I'm getting out of it. I'm clean. I can tell you that. I have a witness right here behind me. She would turn her back on me if I would go back to her. That's a pass for me. I'm not going back.
Okay, I'm gonna give you back your medical records.
Okay, thank you.
I don't like keeping those. Okay, so let me see, your original sentence date was, right, you were originally sentenced, is March of this year, sound about right?
Yes, that's.
All right,
I think it was March 3rd.
Okay, so I'm going to continue you on probation for a period of 24 months. I think you got about a year left, all right? So probation continued 24 months. Need you to go down and see Mr. McCarron today, all right? And you are required to test as required. And pay on your fines and costs, okay? And then you are to follow all treatment recommended by your doctor. Because of the nature of this offense, I don't want you using narcotics, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So unfortunately, I mean, you're a woman, so you're tough, but it's Tylenol and Motrin for you.
Yeah,
No.
that's all I've been doing anyway.
All right, so no narcotics or anything like that. That might trigger you into a relapse, okay?
I already checked Tylenol for it, so.
So go ahead and report down to district court probation, Mr. McCarron today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Now Ms. Bell, it's a misdemeanor, I always forget this. You do have the right to appeal the sentence. If you wish to appeal the sentence, just contact us. We'll get you the appellate paperwork. You have to do that within 42 days, all right?
You have a happy new year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Underwood. Okay, back to you guys. All
So
right.
are we done with the
so-
criminal?
Yeah, we're done with criminal.
Okay. All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. All right, so yes.
I'm sorry, there's such a delay. Did Mr. Krebs's case get adjourned then? Maybe I missed that one.
It did before I came in this morning, so
Okay.
I don't know when it got adjourned to though.
No problem. I can find it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Okay, so, all right, so Ms. Weddle, and then you said, hold on, let me get back there. So you said there were a couple incidents where he was videotaping your husband. Then you said on September 11th, he came to the back property line where your husband was doing some work. He recorded your husband, snapped some wooden stakes, threw them at your husband, bent a metal pole, and you attached some pictures, police reports, and trespass notice. And you have video of that. You said on September 10, your husband was in the driveway washing your car, and he rode his bicycle on the wrong side of the road and yelled, "Fuck you, asshole." You got video of that too?
Yes.
Okay. And then on August 4th of 23, he walked an unknown male to the back of your home and recorded an unknown male who held what appeared to be some tasers possibly, and or some other type of weapon, and they discharged them towards your home and camera, then held it to his neck with a grin on his face, and then they left. Video available on request. And on August 4, respondent directed a high-intensity floodlight affixed over his walkout basement toward the back of your house. Turns it on and off, leaves it all night. And you stated that you fear for your safety, felt threatened when he approaches us or comes to the property line for nothing more than to record us, intimidate and harass us. And that his behaviors have escalated since Cambridge Township filed malicious destruction of property and trespass charges against him. And following from, so there's a felony file, state of Michigan 23-232321.
Yes.
Okay, and okay, anything else you want to add to that?
No, that's pretty much the facts. It stands after your site visit. He aimed the light. It's intentional because we were out of town from November 30th through December 10th. For the first 3 days that we were out of town, he had the light aimed at us. But then for 8 days after that, the light was turned off. He then turned it back on once he saw that we were back.
Okay, all right. Mr. Nagpel, anything you would add to your file? It's pretty much the same factual basis.
Correct.
All right, so Mr. Lewis, you're under oath. You are here on a motion to terminate the PPO. Have you been arraigned on these criminal charges?
The felony charge has nothing to do with any of this. That's a separate issue.
Not to me. So what is the felony charge?
The felony charge is for, I had a phone call, or my daughter said she thought the police came over one night.
Well, okay, so what is the crime you're charged with? I don't want to hear the facts.
Resisting arrest.
Okay. And then, are there some misdemeanor charges, trespass and?
There are, but these were, they filed many false police
So
reports.
hold on, so Mr. Lewis, I just need you to answer my question. You've also been charged with a couple misdemeanors related to your relationship with your neighbor.
Yes, and
Okay, I don't want you to talk about the case because anything you say could be used against you because we're on the record and you're under oath. But when is your next court date on those?
I think it's February 23rd.
Okay, all right, and without you going into too many details regarding those misdemeanor charges, okay. February 23rd?
I know it's in February. I think it's the 20th. I could be wrong.
Okay. So, all right, so what I would say, and the reason I say this from experience is that for us to proceed on this much further, you're going to have to make statements, okay? And some of those statements might be used against you in the criminal case. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So if I were a defense attorney and I represented you, I would not want you to make any statements on the record until you've gotten rid of that case down in district court or dealt with it one way or the other. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So my advice to you, because you don't want to make any statements against interest, would be to adjourn this out until after that criminal hearing in March. And it doesn't hurt you because the PPL would stay in effect until that time.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
There has been a long history, as you know, of this case.
I'm quite aware of the long history.
And I would suggest that if the court would recommend that since I don't believe Lisa Weddle has much of a case against me, since everything she's talking about is about her husband and nothing has to do with her, that I would be willing to agree to a mutual injunction, since there's already 2 court orders that address all of this stuff, and they could have very well easily filed a show cause if they felt that I was doing something wrong and violating.
I think we already have a mutual restraining order. There is an injunction in the civil court.
Okay, because this seems like overkill, and I'm trying to get an upper hand and able to use this as more reasons to call the police on me. since it's
So,
been going on for the
okay.
past 2 years.
So what I will say is that, again, my advice to you would be, unless you want to testify during the hearing on this and make statements that could potentially be used against you in district court because you don't have an attorney on this file to give you advice on what you should or should not say, I would probably say it would be wiser to set this over until after your hearing.
That's fine. I'm just basically setting myself up for them to, show cause me for more stuff. I mean, this.
Well, as long as you don't do anything, there's no
I-
reason for them to show.
I haven't, and I got charges against me.
Well, so do you want me to set this out?
That's fine.
Because based on the fact you have criminal charges, I'm probably not gonna terminate the PPOs.
What's that?
I probably wouldn't terminate the PPOs right now anyway, because you have criminal charges,
understand.
which could be violations of the P, you know what I mean?
Okay. I
Okay.
get it. All right.
All right, so you said you have a hearing date sometime in March, at the end of March, so. So,
What if, I asked for a modification for 6 months? Can
For
I
what?
do that?
For
Or
what?
just-
What kind of
for
modifications?
PPOs, just to modify them so the PPOs last 6 months instead of 2 years, because that seems pretty lengthy.
no, we'll just set
Okay.
it for hearing. I'm looking at. Tuesday, April 9th at, no, what's that, day 2 jury trial. What was,
Judge, I just can't have anything go against the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
okay, I could do Thursday, April 4. Thursday, April 4 at 10 a.m. So I'll set this for a 2-hour evidentiary hearing. April 4 at 10 a.m. Ms. Adams, could I get a notice of hearing on each file?
Okay.
Okay, so I made a note in here about those and, okay, so I will serve you with notice of hearings. And then Mr. Lewis, I'll ask that you leave the building first. And then you guys wait a couple minutes and then you leave the building. And you gotta wait for your notice of hearing.
Oh.
So Mr. Adams is gonna bring a notice of hearing and my bailiff's gonna stay in the courtroom. And, then you're done for the day.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
See you tomorrow.
Right there. And Zoom.